Okay, so I just watched Keita Rose just made a video that kind of explains whatever just happened with Suki. Well, it didn't just happen, but what happened with Suki Hari and I don't know, whoever the rap guy is. So it looks like they were actually on a panel together, like in a kind of, this is supposed to be like a professional environment. Oh my god, they're in a professional environment or something like a, and okay, so it looks like she was like making jokes to him, like, oh, okay, something like, I would eat you up or blah blah blah, something like that. And then he's like, let me show you or something. So he goes over to her and he like literally just starts like tongue kissing her. And then like, but he does it like three times as she's like pulling away, and like everyone is just like watching and shocked. Now, this is how you know, like, people are just completely comfortable with like the disrespect of black women. And I have to like it's a shame. I can't believe like Amber fucking Rose is like the hero again. She's like, where's all the like protect black women people? And I gotta say, like, there's so fucking few of us. There's so few of us who are like out here who give a shit. And the really strange part about this is like, those men who are like on that panel and who are in that room will be so quick to go home and then talk to their own wives about, like, they feel comfortable talking to like their wives about it. They'll be quick to talk to their daughters about it. Oh, don't do this. Oh, don't do that. Oh, not like this, not like that. And then so the whole community will like they'll like go away and then try to like normalize not treating somebody else the way they literally watched Sukihana be treated. Now, this is a reason why I promote like white supremacy and segregation, because like what I see, I'm always on the other side of it, where I hear the white community talk about something that happened in the black community, and then also talk about the way that really problematic shit like this is completely normalized. And those are grown ass men in that room, men all around her, who watched her be assaulted 3 times and nobody did anything. Like, she's trying to pull away. He's like, people are laughing about it, giving daps. Like, this is why black women have to carry guns. You should just carry a gun and just shoot him. Just fucking shoot him in the face. You have to. There's not another way. Like, they will never learn. And also, it's like, on the other side of that, I have to listen to like white women talk about how their fathers would shoot him. They would have shot that nigger immediately. Like, just in 5 seconds, he would be dead on the floor, and then the laughing would definitely happen, but it wouldn't be at Sukihana. Like, the joke would have been on him. It would be dead in any other community, but not in this community. In this community, it's just like free reign. You can like murder a black woman. You could just do anything, and anything goes. And I'm just saying, dear black women, maybe you should watch this and just see for yourself. Look, when I'm telling you like who's the predator and who's the enemy, it's black men. Be serious. I'm sorry, but that was like, and then another, like, Hita actually posed a really good question. She's all like, do slutty people deserve protection, or do they deserve your respect? Now, here's the one thing that I think is like actually really funny. When you, to be honest, like, men all around society are the ones who are like consuming, purchasing, they're making the economy out of like OnlyFans, right? So they're paying these women. They're going to the strip clubs. These are like married men in relationships. All these men, they are out there putting money, time, resources, watch hours into sex work. Then they're at the same time, these are the same men who are like laughing about sex workers. It doesn't make any sense, because like, you guys are paying them. How are you disrespectful to the people who you are employing, basically? If you think sex workers are so awful, stop paying for sex. Right? I'm just like, if you hate porn so much, like, stop watching porn. Seems kind of simple to me. I don't, right? Like, the other thing I just want to be clear about, like, no one really knows, like you on the other side of the screen do not know about the sex that someone else is having. And I feel like the funny part about this is like, men try to do these things where they like get into groups with one another, And then they're like trying to trade secrets. Oh, she said this. Oh, she did this. This happened this one time, and then I did this, and they all are trying to learn from it. Oh, okay, so then all the women are like this. Okay, now here's the thing I want to say. Women are the hot commodity, and there are only so many women. So it's actually physically impossible for all the stories that these men are making up to be true. There's just not enough women. Like, who are these men having all these experiences with? Like, really think about it. Be serious. Right? Like, maybe it could be that, like, one story happens and then people are, like, transmitting the story. Like, everyone just keeps repeating the story over and over and over. The same story, which is, like, one instance. So that's, like, one, we'll say, like, sexual act or whatever. Like, so Kita made a good point. Like, oh, Sukihana has done all these freaky things. Oh, she had some man, like, come on her face and she makes all these songs about sex. To me, this is just my personal opinion. This is why I think it's important for, like, black women specifically to probably, like, distance yourself from hypersexuality. Like, I understand if you want to, like, explore your sexuality with someone who you feel safe with indoors, okay? I understand if you like, I follow an account, it's called Messy Women. It actually has some pretty funny quotes about, like, if you're just kind of a person who, like, you know, kind of like participates in hookup culture at points in time. But the way that, like I think what Sukihana is doing to herself in terms of, like, completely hypersexualizing herself is gross. I also think that when she went on, like, Candy Burress or something has a podcast that's about sex, I think that's also profane. Like, I don't think that that's good or nice or useful. I think that it's kind of gross. And that's coming from the same person. Like, I actually like I posted a picture today. Like, Mona is on the cover of ID magazine and she's, like, completely topless, but I thought it was very, like, chic. I thought it was I like the picture. I actually reposted the picture. I'm probably gonna actually write something about the picture. To me, that was different from what Sukihana and what Candy are doing on their podcast. It's very difficult. I think all of it is just gross. And I think, you know, it just might be better. Why don't we make 2023 the year of, like, anti-sex? Just the rest of the year, let's not hypersexualize any more black women. Right? Because I think there's a way to, like, describe and accentuate someone's beauty without hypersexualizing them, which is actually what I kind of want to explore in Mona's cover photo. I think Mona is very beautiful, and I in all of these, like, ways that are very delicate, but I also think it's very weird. Like, when I was watching Kita Rose's video, it kind of, to me, came off like she was trying to give off like she was, like, a conservative in some way. Or, like, she was, like, holier than that. Not really holier than that. Like, the thing that she said, she actually talked about how she has a lot of respect for Sukihana. But, like, it's like she had this really, like, cut through, you know, blouse, and it was just, like, kind of giving a lot of boob and a lot of shoulder, and it just, she had these, like, false eyelashes, and all of it was just giving, like, it was giving stripper, if you ask me. It was giving cheap. I didn't like it. I didn't like Kita Rose's look at all. What the fuck does that have to do with me, though? She should dress however she wants. I'm still shocked that in this particular case, Kita Rose is the person. I'm sorry, Amber Rose. Amber Rose is the hero once again. Maybe, like, there's some things about, like, I honestly, I can't say that I've been following Amber Rose's story for too long. I wasn't really around when, like, the slut walk and all that shit happened. Like, I saw pictures of it, but, like, I definitely wasn't listening to any of Amber Rose's, like, her podcast or anything, or listening to really anything she had to say. Like, I just wasn't around, or I just wasn't into Amber Rose. I know who she is. Like, if I see a picture of her, I know who people are talking about. I know that she dated Kanye West. That's about as much as I know about Amber Rose, though. And I feel like I know she was a stripper at one time. Those are, like, the 3 Amber Rose facts that I know. But also I feel like, there's something about her own lived experience that must be very triggering, because when I saw her quote and how she talked about how she cried watching what happened with Sukihana, like I kind of feel the same way. I felt when I saw it was a very short clip. And it wasn't, that's another thing I think that people like overlook a lot of times. They think that the like the tragic parts of like sexual exploitation or sexual assault, they think it's like violent and cringe and like loud, right? Like Sukihana wasn't screaming, she wasn't fighting, she wasn't running away. At the same time, if you actually look at what happened, there's a literal guy who's grabbing her fucking face and trying to plant his tongue into her face 3 different times around a whole ass table full of men. And they all think that this is acceptable. Monkeys! Like, I can't, like, ugh. It's disgusting. And to me, it just shows, like, it says so much more. Like, the quiet stuff sometimes is so loud. The quiet stuff is so fucking loud. And I think that so many people have not, if you really think about it, Sukihana has not exactly, I don't feel like she's come on and actually talked about, like, used words and spoken about how she feels about what happened. Her personal feelings. Other people have made think pieces about it. They've talked about how she doesn't deserve respect or how she does deserve respect or blah, 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 blah. All of that shit says so much more about the other people than it does about her. The other men in the room who didn't do anything to protect her from another man, okay, it says so much about them and the type of, like, community members that they are. I don't know if you guys know this, but like if someone what is it called? Like if someone shoots someone and you don't or and you don't pull the trigger, but also you don't try to stop it, you could actually also be charged with a crime. It's called like an accessory. It's like an accessory to a crime. Even though you technically didn't commit the crime, you might not have had any intent to commit the crime, but because you like watched it and you like let it happen, you could be considered an accessory to the crime. And I think that that's something that maybe a lot of people, especially the black men in this community, I feel like they were accessories to the assault. Not just accessories, because they were like also participating in the, it wasn't really humorous, but to what I feel like they might have believed was humor. Like they watched someone be assaulted and they laughed and they dapped and they made comments and they didn't try to protect anyone. And that's what I mean. That's how society remains awful. That's why I feel like, that's why I donate money to Planned Parenthood. That's why I'm sorry, but I'm against black male birth. I just am. I'm sorry. Like it's never gonna, they're never gonna stop it. Like this sort of behavior, it just keeps going further and further and further. And they keep like perpetuating the vileness. Like the part that really fucking kills me is that there have been other people on the other side who have actually been doing the work to go the other way. Like so many of us have actually been like standing up, saying things, writing things, demonstrating how to be decent, talking about why you shouldn't do this, talking about like our own fucking experiences with like harm. And humanizing that fucking harm. And there are just so many people who are sitting on here like still laughing at that. And then the cool part about karma is like it always fucking comes all the way back around. And it's like those men, probably all those men in that room who saw that happen, just wait. The day is going to come when there's going to be a woman in their own lives, their daughters, their sisters, their mothers, their cousin, who some woman who they care about is going to come to them and give them a story that's probably way worse than that. And they're going to think back to when like they watched Sukihana get violated and they laughed. And because like they've already demonstrated the behavior, right? They demonstrated what it looks like to be an accessory. And this was publicized. This has been shared around multiple times. So now the other men also know how to be an accessory. So they've already taught, everybody already taught how to do everything. So now all of these other, specifically like black men in society, also now they know how to laugh, okay, and how to make fun of someone being violated. And they can rationalize it because someone is a slut. I'm saying, like, when I say, like, I just don't want to live on the same planet as some people, like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I don't want to live on the same planet as them. I am not in community with any of those people. Not even Sukihana. I'm not in community with Sukihana either, but I feel for her in terms of what happened. Also, I'm just really upset. Like, maybe Sukihana stopped going on panels with black men because it's like she went on another podcast with another one and he did the exact same thing. And it was just like, damn, like, y'all won't let this woman, like, just exist at all. Like, black women can't even exist. Like, existing is too much. Like, you can't even do that. So stop. Stop existing where they are. Go exist somewhere else. Come to civil society where people wear clothes and people go to work, okay? And like people maybe just completely stop having sex with black men. Maybe I should put that on a shirt. Oh god. It's just like, I'm sorry. Watching it all was just so foul. It just felt so dirty.